My wife claimed she was staying at her sister's for mental health space. I took care of the kids, paid the bills, even cleaned her mother's house every weekend. Then one night my 7-year-old said, "Mommy was at the zoo with a new daddy." I checked her location history. She'd been at a beach resort. The next day, I left her a list of every lie she told, along with a copy of the custody papers. She came home to silence, empty walls, and no access to the bank accounts. I'm a 38-year-old father from a quiet suburb outside Dayton, Ohio. I've got 2 kids, a mortgage, and until recently, a wife I thought I understood. Her name's Rachel. We've been married 10 years. She used to make me laugh. She was kind when we met. Smart too. We had that kind of chemistry that made people jealous. Or at least that's what I thought. Things started to shift around year 8. Subtle at first. Less affection. More phone time. She started spending whole evenings in the bedroom. Reading. Her phone never left her hand. I didn't want to accuse her of anything. I figured it was stress. Rachel had been going through what she called burnout. Her mom passed away suddenly a year before, and she took it hard. Then one night she told me she needed mental health space. Said she needed to go stay with her sister in Cincinnati for a while. Maybe a few weeks. She said she needed quiet, no pressure. I didn't argue. I loved her. I wanted her to be okay. So I stepped up. Took care of Lily and Max, made their lunches, handled bedtime routines, packed backpacks, made dentist appointments, paid the bills, cooked, and even went over to her mother's place every Saturday to clean and keep things from falling apart. It was hard. Not because of the work, I've never been scared of work, but because of how it felt to suddenly live without her. She'd text every now and then. Short things. "How are the kids? Did Lily's cough go away?" But she never FaceTimed, never asked to talk to them directly. That bothered me. 3 weeks into her break, our daughter said something that stopped me cold. It was bedtime. Lily was in her unicorn pajamas, snuggled under her favorite blanket. I was brushing her hair back when she said, real casual, "Daddy, Mommy was at the zoo yesterday. She was with a new daddy. He bought me cotton candy." I stared at her, thinking maybe she was playing make-believe. "What do you mean, baby? Who was the new daddy?" She frowned. "I dunno. He looked like Uncle Jason, but not Uncle Jason. Mommy said he's her special friend." My stomach dropped. I didn't react in front of Lily. Just kissed her forehead, told her I loved her, and closed her door. I sat on the couch afterward, numb. I tried to talk myself out of it. Maybe Rachel ran into someone she knew. Maybe she was at the zoo and just didn't tell me because she didn't want me to think she was fine. Maybe. I pulled up our shared phone plan. I had forgotten we never switched off the location sharing when we got our new phones 2 years ago. Her location history didn't show Cincinnati. It showed Myrtle Beach. 4 nights in a resort hotel. Then Atlanta. Then 2 nights in Nashville. Not once had she been to her sister's. That night I couldn't sleep. I sat at the kitchen table until 4 a.m. just staring at her lies. Every little dot on that location history was another knife in my gut. The zoo was real. So was the cotton candy. And that new daddy. The next day, I started preparing. Not out of rage, but clarity. I got a lawyer. A damn good one. I printed every location log, every message she sent me during the dates she was out of town. I dug up receipts from the joint credit card showing spa treatments, beach bar tabs, fancy dinners for 2. Over the next few days, I moved all my money into a private account she didn't have access to. I opened a new checking account in just my name. Redirected my paycheck. Froze our joint credit cards. I filed for full custody of the kids, citing abandonment and evidence of deceit. Ohio law doesn't play around with that stuff when it's documented right. Then I wrote a letter. A list, really? Every lie she told. Dates. Receipts. Screenshots. It ended with a simple line. You chose your fantasy. I chose reality. I left the letter on the kitchen counter next to a manila folder with the custody papers and my lawyer's contact information. The house was quiet. I had taken the kids to my parents' place 3 hours away that morning. I packed only what I bought myself. The rest, the couches, the TV, even the beds, I left. But the walls were stripped. Family photos gone. Our wedding picture gone. Her jewelry drawer empty. No warning. No goodbye. Just silence. She came back on a Thursday afternoon. I watched it on the doorbell cam from my phone. I was sitting in my dad's recliner with Max asleep on my chest and Lily coloring at the coffee table. Rachel pulled into the driveway in her silver SUV. She looked tired, like someone who'd just been on vacation and was finally back to the real world. She had sunglasses on her head, coffee in hand, and not a care in the world. She even smiled as she got out of the car, like she was ready to walk in and pretend nothing had happened. Then she opened the front door. Her smile dropped. I watched her stand there for a full minute before walking in. I imagined her taking it all in, the bare walls, the empty living room, the silence. She probably called my name. Maybe walked into the kids' rooms, saw their dressers were empty. Then she saw the folder. About 20 minutes later, my phone blew up. 10 missed calls. Text after text. Rachel, Mark, what is this? Where are the kids? What the hell is going on? You went through my phone? This is insane. Talk to me. I didn't reply. She started calling my mom. Then my sister. Then even my boss. She showed up at my parents' place 2 days later. She banged on the front door like she was the one who got betrayed. My dad answered. Calm as ever. Just looked at her and said, You're not welcome here, Rachel. She tried pushing her way in, screaming my name, waking the kids. I stepped outside and met her on the porch. Where are my children, Mark? What are you doing? They're fine, I said. You want to see them, you go through court. Her face went red. You can't take them from me. I'm their mother. You walked out. You lied. You didn't even check in with them for 3 weeks. You didn't ask to talk to them. Lily had a fever for 3 days, and you didn't even call. She blinked. That hit her. Do you think I don't know? I said, quieter. The resort, the beach, the guy at the zoo. You brought him around our daughter. I needed space. I was falling apart. You don't understand, you needed space, so you took our daughter on a date with your side piece? She shut up. She looked down and started crying. At first I almost felt something, some old habit of comfort. But then I remembered Lily's face when she told me about the new daddy. And I felt nothing. Rachel tried to explain it all away. Claimed she was processing grief. That the man was just a friend who understood what she was going through. Said her sister knew about it and was trying to help her heal. But the damage was done. And I had proof of everything. She left that night without seeing the kids. Then the calls started. Her family. Her friends. All of them suddenly concerned, suddenly realizing Rachel hadn't just taken a breather. She'd abandoned her life for some half-baked fantasy. Some of them backed her up, called me cold, said I was being punitive. I sent them screenshots. Receipts. The timeline. The works. Silence. Then her sister texted me. Rachel's sister. I didn't know about the guy. She lied to me too. I'm sorry, Mark. More silence. 2 weeks later, Rachel's lawyer reached out. She wanted mediation. She was scared now. Not because she missed me, but because she saw how real it had gotten. I wasn't playing games. We agreed to mediation. Not because I thought she deserved a second chance, but because the judge required it as part of the custody process. Rachel walked into that conference room like someone playing the part of a remorseful wife. She wore muted colors. No makeup. Hair pulled back. Like she wanted to look humble. Her lawyer did most of the talking at first. He is seeking full custody based on what he believes is abandonment. We dispute that. Ms. Harper left for 3 weeks, didn't call her children once, and lied about where she was the entire time. My lawyer cut in. That's not a belief. That's documented. They tried shifting gears. Claimed she had been in therapy, trying to get stable for the sake of the family. I slid a printout across the table. It was her hotel check-ins, beach bar tabs, and photos from a public Instagram account tied to her friend. One picture even showed Rachel in the background, drink in hand, poolside. The caption read, "Healing weekends with my queen." The mediator's face tightened. Rachel didn't say much, just kept her eyes on the table. But that wasn't the twist. The twist came after. About a week later, I got a call from someone I didn't recognize. A man named Scott. He sounded nervous. "Hey, is this Mark Harper?" "Yes?" "You don't know me." "But I think we need to talk about Rachel." Turns out Rachel's special friend wasn't just some fling. He was married. And his wife had just found out. Scott was her husband. They had 3 kids. They lived in Atlanta. He told me his wife, Madison, had found emails, texts, even plane tickets. Madison was ready to burn it all down, but she didn't know who to go after first. Rachel had told him she was separated. Said I was abusive, that she was trying to escape me. That she was trapped in a controlling marriage, and just trying to find peace. I almost laughed. I asked if he'd ever met our daughter. He went quiet. Then said, "She introduced me once. I didn't know it was that serious. I thought, God, man, I'm sorry." I told him everything. I sent him copies of the evidence, dates, even the kid's statement. He thanked me. Said Madison was meeting with a lawyer the next day. That's when things started unraveling faster than I expected. Rachel lost her job. Apparently, someone had sent her employer screenshots of her beach vacation during a time she was on medical leave for mental exhaustion. Her boss didn't take it well. She was let go quietly. Mutually agreed departure. No severance. Just gone. She tried blaming me. Left me a voicemail crying, saying, "You're destroying my life. Why are you doing this to me?" I didn't respond. Because the truth is, she destroyed it all herself. I just stopped cleaning up her mess. Then came the biggest shock of all. Rachel's mother hadn't just left behind memories when she passed. She'd left a trust fund. One Rachel was managing for our kids. It was supposed to stay untouched until Lily and Max turned 18. But during her little vacation stretch, Rachel had pulled nearly $8,000 out of it. Spent it on resort stays, flights, dinners. It didn't take much digging to find the account transfers. And now it wasn't just a custody case. It was a legal one. Fraud. Misuse of funds. Violation of trust. I handed it all over to my lawyer. The court date was coming. Court day felt like Judgment Day. Rachel showed up in a gray suit, no jewelry, face pale. Her lawyer looked tired. Mine was calm, collected, folder in hand. We didn't speak in the hallway. She looked at me once. I looked right through her. We went in, sat down, and waited. The judge was a woman in her late 50s. Sharp. Direct. She wasn't playing around. The custody part came first. My lawyer laid out the timeline. Documented her lies, the trip, the fake story about staying with her sister, the photos, the location history. The mediator's report was submitted, neutral but pointed. It confirmed Rachel avoided direct contact with the kids, failed to give accurate info, and misrepresented her whereabouts. Then came the testimony from Rachel's sister. She confirmed Rachel never stayed with her. Then the judge looked at Rachel. "Would you like to explain your actions?" Rachel took a breath. "I was struggling with depression. I felt like I was drowning. I needed to get away before I hurt myself. I made a mistake. The judge cut her off. You misused your children's trust fund. You lied to your husband, your sister, your children, and the court. You introduced a strange man to your daughter and claimed he was her new daddy. That's not a mistake. That's neglect. Rachel didn't say another word. I was granted full custody. She got supervised visitation every other weekend at a family services center. Then came the fraud charges. Rachel tried to say she didn't understand the rules of the trust fund. That she thought it was family money. But we had it all in writing. From her own mother. From the bank. From her own emails. She pled guilty to avoid jail time. But she had to pay restitution. She sold her car. Moved into a one-bedroom apartment. Took a cashier job part-time. No more healing weekends. No more spa trips. Her new boyfriend ghosted her once the court letters started coming. His wife, Madison, took full custody of their kids and filed for divorce. She also filed a civil suit against Rachel for damages related to emotional distress and interference with marriage. I gave Madison everything she needed. Rachel tried to rebuild. Tried to reach out to the kids. But Lily didn't want to talk to her. Max barely remembered her voice. It's been 9 months. I see a therapist now. For the anger. For the guilt of not seeing the signs earlier. I still clean her mom's house once a month, out of respect, not obligation. The kids and I are doing okay. Slowly. But here's where I'll admit my part in it. I ignored her for too long. Not her lies, but her warnings. There were signs. She was unhappy. She cried at night sometimes when she thought I was asleep. She pulled away, and I let her. I didn't ask the hard questions when I should have. That doesn't excuse what she did. Not even close. But I see now that silence has a cost. Rachel isn't evil. She's selfish, reckless, maybe even broken. But she made her choices. And so did I. I chose to end the lie. And once I did, the whole thing fell apart, because it was always built on sand. She thought I'd be waiting when she came back. But I was gone. And this time, I'm not cleaning up after her.